Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be announcing the giveaway winner. But before that, let me tell you what we are talking about today. We are going to be talking about I'm going to be talking to you about how I practice the method of awareness. But if you're new here, you may not know my name, you may not know what I typically talk about here, or my mission or anything like that. So let me take a quick second to introduce myself. My name is Nicole, and typically on this channel, I will speak to you about certain things that we may be able to DIY or do at home as a part of our level up journey. And what I find is that then makes space and makes more resources to then pool together and then go see professionals for certain parts of our level up journey. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, I would love if you considered pressing that subscribe button and joining this little community. So what is the method of awareness? It's like this elusive thing. To me, the method of awareness is the point where you become aware about something. Kind of vague, right? So you might be a normal human being and you might not realize that you're doing certain things because they haven't been pointed out to you. And it's almost like you don't know a question is a question until you're in the circumstance of having to ask that question. Well, I find with the method of awareness, it makes me hyper aware to how I'm coming across, how people are receiving me, how I, may look, etc., etc. And this is probably not the most elegant way of saying this, but have you ever been around someone that smells and then you think, how do they not smell themselves? I truly think it's because their method of awareness is not functioning. Or perhaps some of the people that are around them on a day-to-day basis, maybe they too smell like that. And so this person thinks that that's a part of the norm. I've had that situation quite a few times in my life where, there's someone in a classroom with me and I'm like, how can you not smell yourself? And, I don't smell like that. The rest of us don't smell like that. You would think you would become aware of it. And to me, that is one of the ways that I like to describe the method of awareness, because when you are practicing the method of awareness, you can be so hyper aware of how you're coming across to people, how you're sounding, etc. And one of the ways that has really helped me with this, and of course I'm not there, do we ever really arrive at, full transformation? I'm not too sure. But one of the ways that I have massively been able to, really work at this for myself is filming myself. Every time I edit a video, I see little things that I'm like, okay, I need to refine this. I need to resolve that. When you film yourself, you will move and you might see yourself from a different angle that you're not typically used to seeing yourself at. And then you see, okay, there's a room for improvement here, etc. So with all of that being said, I want to talk to you about the main ways that I have been practicing the method of awareness. So tip number 1, pre-planning. I think we will all know a few areas where we could definitely improve. And I know myself better than anyone. And because I know areas that I fall short in, I can then plan to not fall short in them. So for example, I work primarily as a content creator. I find that I can get caught up during the day and maybe forget to post on Instagram. And considering that is my job, I'm therefore dropping the ball on my job, right? So for me personally, when I plan out my content for a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance, that then stops me from falling short in that. So if you are looking to practice the method of awareness, where can you pre-plan for the areas that you fall short in? Now, the second way that I practice the method of awareness is I will journal and I will talk about the areas that I am looking to refine myself in. And then at the beginning of the week, I do a weekly audit and I look at the week before and I say, okay, how did I do in this area? How did I do in that area? And by the end of that journaling session, at the end of that auditing session, I have written down on paper the receipts as I think the trendy people say these days, I have the receipts of what went wrong. Where do I need to improve? Where do I need that extra bit of attention? If you look at gardening, you might have one plant that is doing completely well in an environment, but you might have another part of that same plant that isn't doing as well because, you know, half of the branch is in shade and so it's dying off, or maybe it slopes down on a hill and water is pooling in that area and so this part of the tree is dying off or this part of the plant is dying off. We might need to look at ourselves like that and see, okay, you know, this, I'm putting in this amount of effort here, but it's not, this amount of effort isn't producing the same result over here. So I might have to put more effort over here. Does that make sense? Now, the next way that I want to speak to you about how I am practicing the method of awareness is setting alarms for myself. Revolutionary, right? It's not very revolutionary at all. But for me personally, I find that throughout the day, having alarms to remind me of what it is that I'm working towards the most at that moment in time is imperative. Because if I just relied on the weekly audit, the whole week could pass and then I don't go and I don't see, I don't actually get tactile and tangible about making the steps towards change. Because if you aren't really being aware of this and really putting in safeguards in place to become aware of what you need to improve and how you'll improve it, literally you can have it in your head, but if you're not taking action and putting some type of strategy in place, you won't get it done. So one of the things that I have personally been using is just this sheet right here. I don't know if you can kind of see it. And each day I just rip it off and I start anew. And not only am I able to put a schedule on this side, but I'm able to put the priorities and my self-care. And I used to think that stationery and little tools like this were just really to look pretty. But in actual fact, if you use these tools as they're meant to be used, they can really help you stick to your goals. So my friends, this is a nice, sweet, and short video, but I have a few things to announce to you. Back in the middle of December, I gave myself a goal that I wanted to post on YouTube every single day until April, because it has been locked down here in the UK and we are about to come out of it on April 12th. And that means my duties and my responsibilities with my digital marketing agency is getting shot right back up there. And so I knew it would be around April that the lockdowns would start to lift. And with that, that means that I don't have the capacity to be posting on YouTube 7 days a week anymore. And with that, I am announcing that I will have a new schedule moving forward where I will be posting 3 times a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. If you want to stay up to date with all of that, you can definitely click the notification bell and you will get an alert every time I put out a YouTube video. But I thought I owed it to you to tell you that's what's going to be happening moving forward for the foreseeable future. Now, if you've made it to the end, you want to know who the giveaway winner is? Drumroll! It is Tropical Sunshine here on YouTube, and I believe your name is Roma, and you, honestly, I loved when your name came up. I actually did it by a random number generator, and your comment was the number, and I loved that because you have been so supportive of my journey since I started posting content like this, and I really appreciate you. With that being said, one last announcement before I wrap this up. Hold me to it. I probably will be doing giveaways like this every 6 weeks. So if you aren't subscribed, you definitely will want to subscribe because I have a lot of things in the works for you ladies and I do think you'll really enjoy it. So don't want to miss a video. Thank you so much for watching my video and bye.